Good morning, good day everyone. Welcome again to our subject Accounting Information System, and we are now on Chapter 6, the Expenditure Cycle Part 2, Payroll Processing and Fixed Asset Procedure. So this is actually a continuation only of our Chapter 5 wherein we have discussed already the purchases system as well as the cash disbursement system. Okay, so for today's discussion, here are our objectives. So one, okay, after this particular discussion, you will be able to know the fundamental tasks of the payroll as well as fixed asset processes, the functional departments of payroll and fixed asset activities, and the flow of transactions through the organization. You will also know about the documents, the journals, and accounts needed for audit trail, record maintenance, decision making, and financial reporting. Also, the exposure associated with payroll as well as fixed asset activities and the controls that will reduce these risks. And then we have also the operational features and control implication of technology used in the payroll system and our fixed asset system. Okay, so we will first discuss the payroll system. Okay, then later on, we will be discussing as well naman yung fixed asset system. Okay, so let's start with the payroll system. So the payroll processing of an entity is actually a special case purchases system in which the organization purchases labor rather than yung raw materials o kaya naman finished goods or merchandise that will be for resale. The nature of the payroll processing creates the need for specialized procedures compared it with dun sa nakaraang discussion na it's somehow medyo fixed na yung particular processes. Okay? So, we need to specialize the procedures here in the payroll system because of the following reasons. Una, okay, yung firm can design general purchasing and disbursement procedure that applies to all vendors and inventory items, as we have discussed in Chapter 5. However, for our payroll system, okay, it differs greatly among the classes of employees. So, pwede kasing yung ating mga empleyado, okay, pwedeng arawan sila, o kaya naman per oras, o kaya naman fix yung kanilang sahod in a month, or some will be, let's say, based on commissions. So, knowing the fact that we have various classes of employee, we need to employ a payroll system that would fit those particular types of employees. Okay? And also, another reason bakit specialized yung procedure nitong payroll system compared with the purchases at saka yung cash disbursements discussion natin last time, it's because general expenditure activities constitutes a relatively steady stream of purchasing and disbursements. Okay? The payroll activities, on the other hand, are discrete events in which disbursements to employees occurs either weekly o kaya naman bi-weekly or monthly. So, compared it with the last discussions of purchases, okay, so our payroll would be on a definite time. Diba? It's either monthly, yung pinaka-usual, pero in a typical setup here in the Philippines, we have quincenas katapusan. Okay, some entity might also have yung weekly or even yung mga simpleng entity, they would have it daily. Pero mas simple kasi yun, no need for a complicated payroll system if it is daily. Okay? So, lastly, no, why we need to specialize procedure here in the payroll system, it's because writing checks to employees requires special controls. Eventually, yung payroll natin, since we are on an impress system also, it needs to be paid through checks. Mamaya di-discuss natin yon. So, dito, it needs special control as well. Combining payroll and trade transactions can encourage fraud on the payroll system. Okay? So, those were just some of the reasons why na-segregate yung discussion nitong payroll system over the previous discussion in Chapter 5 ng purchases at saka ng cash disbursements. Okay? Are we clear on that? Introduction pa lang yan, ha? Okay. So, in this particular slide, you will again see our data flow diagram for the payroll procedures. Okay, so as you can see here, meron mga various departments which includes the production, the personnel. Okay, dahil production yun nandito, it means most likely that we are in a manufacturing. Yes, now in this particular discussion, we might discuss what we have in the manufacturing. Okay, kasi somehow, if this is manufacturing, we can already discuss somehow the complications of it compared it with the merchandising at saka sa service, diba? So, kumbaga, yung portion nitong manufacturing na to, pwede natin siyang i-consider na rin as part nung same processes with merchandising as well as on the service business. Okay? Also, as you can see here, um, we have yung personnel nga, yung production, we have also yung bank for the payment, okay, and then the disbursements, general ledger natin, okay? So, we will try to discuss again the content of this data flow diagram on our next succeeding slides. Okay? So, I hope nagising pa kayo ha. Introduction pa lang to guys. Okay? So, kung nababagot na kayo, stop nyo muna yan. Tapos, kayo po ay mag-exercise muna mga 5 minutes siguro. Okay? Are we clear? O, sige. So, let's continue. Okay. So, everything in the payroll system will start on what we so-called personnel department. Okay? Kasi personnel department, siya yung actually in charge in interviewing, siya yung talagang nag-accept ng employees. Diba? Okay, actually HR yon, pero sa personnel, once na na-accept na yon, okay, mapupunta na doon sa personnel department. Okay, so clear ko lang. Si HR yung nag-i-interview, si HR yung nagpa-final say ng particular na pasok na ba employee, and then part of this HR is the personnel department. Ang ginagawa ni personnel department is that it uses yung tinatawag natin na personnel action form. Okay? O kaya naman in other entities, they called it the PDS, okay, or the personnel description, I forgot the S, okay, it's somehow also a form, no? We're in this particular form, okay, is used to activate new employees. Nabanggit ko nga kanina, di ba? Sa kanila ipapasa after ma-interview at ma-approve ni HR department yung ating employee. Okay, so i-activate na siya as new employee. Also under the personnel department, no, it is in charge for somehow for the change of the pay rates of our employees. Okay, so because sometimes there would be variables, okay, it might change, no, depending upon the discretion or policy of the entity. Okay, also in the personal department, we have the change in marital status and or the members of the dependents. Okay, kailangan i-update yung marital status, di ba? Kagaya mo, pag ikaw nagtrabaho, single ka, okay? Okay, hindi ka nang papalit kasi single kang ganduro. No, okay? So some of you will get married and then it needs to be updated kasi yung let's say for example, yung SSS nyo, yung GSIS, if you're in the government, o kaya pag-ibig, PhilHealth, okay, they need also to be updated. And the personal department might be in charge in those updates. Okay? And also, the personal department will be the one who will also be in charge of the termination of these employees. So, they use yung personal action form, okay, to address this particular activities under the personnel department. Okay? Are we clear on that? Okay, so after that particular personnel department, okay, so let's proceed now on the production. Kasi we're talking about throughout here the manufacturing entity. Okay, so in the production department, okay, medyo may papasok na cost accounting dito guys as we have discussed before. Okay, in the production, no, the production employees will fill out 2 forms. Okay, medyo nagtataka, sir, fill out 2 forms? Yes, because we are just discussing first yung manual system. Okay, so they are filling out these job tickets. So this is an account for the time spent by a worker on each of the production job. So most likely, okay, so per job, bakit siya job ticket? Usually it's per job. Alam ko naman na that's job order costing, sasabihin ninyo. Okay, and somehow meron din kayong process costing. They have job tickets as well there. Okay, kumbaga, this is a summary of the account of the time being spent in a particular period by an employee. Okay, and also, time card. So, ito yung mga pinapunch, diba? Kapag nakikita ninyo. Before, dyan sa ground floor ng PUP, they are still using yung bandiklak na tinatawag. Okay? So, they are using time cards. Might as well in some entities, no? In production or even merchandising then, no? They are still using the time cards. Okay. Example na lang, typical na nakikita natin sa Jollibee, di ba? They are still using time cards. Pinapapirmahan sa manager yung mga crew. Okay, so this time cards was being used to capture the total time worked each pay period for the payroll calculation. So it must be signed by a supervisor. Sir, paano yung mga entity na hindi gumagamit ng time card? They have naman, of course, nag-computerized na sila, so they will be using yung tinatawag naman na biometrics, di ba? Yung thumb, ilalagay dun sa screen, then makaka-capture yung log-in at saka log-out. Okay? Are we clear on that? Okay, so yan yung may fill out na form under the production department, okay, which contains the date. Okay, so kailangan importante ulit dito, makikita nyo mamaya ulit itong signed by the supervisor because it's one of the control under this production department. Okay? Ayan, so after the production department have already done with the job tickets as well as yung ating time cards, no, it will be forwarded to the cost accounting department. Now, which uses naman the job tickets to allocate the labor costs to the WIP accounts, okay? The work in progress accounts natin, okay? Are we clear on that? So, it will be in accordance with the usage of the labor. Of course, they need to identify whether the labor ba is technically for the operations, direct ba siya or maging factory overhead or indirect. Okay? Also, the cost accounting department summarizes the charges in the labor distribution summary. Okay? So, and it is forwarded to the general ledger department. Okay, so sinasummarize na yung labor distribution napunta sa WIP, napunta sa ganito, factory overhead, and others indirect or direct. Okay? So, tignan mo ha, forwarded to the general ledger department yung documents. Okay, now, the payroll department, okay, receives the personnel action form and time cards. Okay, so, eventually, baka naguguluhan kayo, mula dun sa production team, okay, balikan natin. Yung production team, di ko naman nabanggit dito. Now, the job tickets and time card will be forwarded, of course, to the cost accounting department for the allocation. But eventually, the payroll department is responsible for computing magkano talaga yung final na ibabayad. Okay, will receive the personnel action forms. Okay, ano nga ulit yung gamit ng personnel action form? To add, to update, and to delete employees, and also their time cards. Okay? So, this particular department, no, uses these forms and time cards to, one, prepare the payroll register. Okay? So, yung summary ng payroll natin. Okay? Also, enter information into the employee's payroll record. So, the payroll department also maintain the employee payroll records. Okay? Prepare the paycheck. Prepare lang, guys. Hindi sinabing sila mismo magdi-disburse. Okay? They just prepare it. Then, they send the paychecks to the cash disbursements and a copy to the payroll register to the accounts payable. Sir, bakit accounts payable? Most likely kasi it will still be payable in some other parts. Okay, so that it will be registered on that payable. Okay, then after that, saka ulit magkakaroon ng reconciliation si cash disbursement at saka si accounts payable. Just like what had happened in the purchases and cash disbursement na part ng Chapter 5. Okay? So, tignan natin ano yung mangyayari sa paycheck. Talaga bang si payroll department yung pipirma? Of course, hindi kasi finorward nga siya sa cash disbursements. Okay? Are we clear on that? Sure? Okay, sige. So, tingin ka ulit sa malayo. Tingin mo, exercise sa mata mo. Okay. So, ayan. Balik ulit tayo sa slides. Okay. So, di ba, na-receive niya accounts payable department yung ating copy ng payroll register. Okay? So, si accounts payable department will prepare yung disbursement voucher. Okay? So, ano ulit ang purpose ng disbursement voucher? This is somehow to be approved. Okay? And once approved itong voucher na to, then automatically you are allowed to disburse. Diba? Okay? So, for the total amount of payroll. So, yun piniprepare and then sends the copy to the cash disbursements and general department. So, ibig sabihin, hindi porket na-receive ni cash disbursement department from the previous slide natin, from the payroll, yung cheque na prepare nila, automatically na babayaran agad ni cash disbursements yun. No, because it needs to await yung cash disbursement voucher so that it could be able to disburse. Okay? And a copy of that voucher will also be sent to the General Ledger Department, of course, for recording purposes. Okay. Ano kaya ang next na department natin? Ayan, cash disbursements na tayo. Payment na to employees. So, the cash disbursement department will now review yung signed check, paychecks. Okay? Kanino ulit nang galing yung signed paychecks? Kay payroll department. And forward them to a paymaster for distribution to employees. So, this paymaster could be a custodian. Okay? So, sa isang manufacturing company na, let's say, for example, hindi dadaan sa ATM. Now, itong paymaster na to would be kapag hindi applicable yung ATM, for example, electronic payments. Okay, kasi dadaan siya sa limbawa, parang custodian ng payroll, tapos siya yung taga-distribute ng mga envelope, di ba, na may pera. Ganun yung paymaster. Okay? So, ayun. Pero kapag kapag usually through bank accounts naman, of course, pwede naman niyang gawin is idiretso from this cash disbursement department, yung check na yun, i-deposito sa banko, then the bank will be distributing it depending on the list provided by the entity. Okay? And also, the cash disbursement department writes a check for payroll and deposit it to the payroll impressed account. So, ayan. Naunahan ko na, nakwento ko na. That's more on for depositing on an impressed account if they have bank accounts. Okay, we never know, no, kung anong gamit ng entity sa payment. Okay, so that's the cash disbursement department. Then, after being paid, okay, punta naman tayo sa General Ledger Department. Okay, so siya yung gumagawa ng mga entries. Okay, so medyo it may seem to be different from what you have seen previously kasi itong context na to is it's a US based. Pero let's try to arrange it, no? Okay, oops. Nabago yung format. Anyways, for the labor distribution summary, di ba, na-distribute ni Cost Accounting, sabi niya, pinorward ni Cost Accounting yung report niya kay GL. So, ito yung magiging entry niya. So, for the work in progress, debit for the direct labor, and then also the factory overhead for the indirect labor, debit then. Okay, and then credit tayo ng wages payable or even accounts payable if whatever title that they can use. Okay, pero usually, wages payable or salaries payable yan. Then, afterwards, once na na-distribute yung voucher, di ba, si GL, marireceive niya yung voucher mula kanino, kay accounts payable department. Okay, at pag nangyari na yon, then, okay, reconciling the data, ito yung magiging entry niya, debit wages payable, credit cash, okay, wait lang edit ko lang yung entries. So, ayan. Continuing with, ayan na, nakita na, ayos na. So, debit wages payable, credit cash, okay, tapos yung holding taxes payable if ever. Then, sa atin, sa Pilipinas, di ba, SSS, PhilHealth, Pag-ibig payable, okay, would be the other terms for this entries, no? So, it depends upon the entity. Okay, I've just presented you here whatever is in the book for our reference. Pero it will be specifically for our country, no, that you will have those entries na napag-aralan niya sa cost accounting. Okay? So once the GL have already recorded this, okay? So, the General Ledger Department makes a journal entry to transfer the cash from operating bank account to the imprest. So ito naman, process na to is for funding the payroll imprest. Kasi in entities, guys, they may have separate payroll account at the same time, separate na bank account for their operation. So ito yung nangyayari kapag merong operating bank account, nandun lahat ng pera, and then yung payroll kailangan lagyan payroll account kasi nga we are about to distribute the money. So we just simply transfer the cash from the cash operating going to the payroll imprest, so debit cash, credit cash lang tayo. Okay? Ginagawa yan ng entity na nagkakaroon ng separate bank accounts because they don't want to really put a risk on one bank account, no? Kasi let's say for example, nandoon sa may operating bank account lang yung amount natin o kaya nasa payroll lang. Siyempre, sometimes, okay, yung interest din, tinitignan nila. Okay? Or even, most of the entities talaga, they have various bank accounts. So, kaya, based on my experience, no, once I'm reconciling, merong dati sa work ko, merong pang payroll, meron kaming pambayad na accounts payable, separate pa yon. Meron pambayad ng tax na account, meron pambayad ng SSS, PhilHealth, Pag-ibig, okay? In case of international, separate yung withholding taxes for the international companies, okay? And others, no? So, kung ilan yung pwede mong bayaran, ganun kadami yung bank accounts na meron sila. Okay? And that's usually in entities. Okay? So, doon natatapos yung process, okay, ng general overview of the payroll system natin once na nabayaran. Kasi hindi naman na kailangan, di ba, sa ating purchase, tapos may pwede mag-return, then disbursements. Two systems ang dadaanan. Dito isang system lang. At to the disbursements will happen already under the payroll system. Okay, embedded na siya doon. Okay? So, dito sa next slide natin, ipapakita lang natin yung manual payroll system as an overall view on a flow chart. Okay, so it will start, of course, doon sa wala na yung personnel dito, pero technically under the payroll, nandun yung personnel na data supposed to be, di ba? Okay, so the time cards will be forwarded, okay, from the production, the time card will be forwarded to the payroll. Tapos yung job tickets na prepare under production, it will go to the cost accounting for allocation as discussed kanina. Okay, then the payroll will go to the time cards, and then it will be used for preparing the paychecks after it reconciles the employee records. Kasi mamaya babanggitin natin na they want to recheck it from the personal action form because of the fact that they don't want to pay any employees na wala na sa entity. Okay? And then, after that, yung payroll registered na naayos ni payroll, i-forward sa accounts payable department for preparing the voucher. Then the voucher will be distributed over the various departments. Okay, pupunta kay General Ledger at saka kay Cash Disbursements. Then si Cash Disbursements naman will receive the voucher. Then siya yung mag-deposit to the bank. Okay. Then after that, pupunta na sa General Ledger. Then eventually, okay, magkakaroon na ng final recording sa General Ledger. Okay, so that's the overall manual payroll. Okay, so wala pang computerized. Pwede naman actually, pero nandun tayo sa mamaya sa discussion ng computerized sa next slides. Okay? Okay, so let's talk about yung mga controls employed in manual system. Okay? Or even somehow these payroll controls can be also imitated to a computerized system. Okay, so of course, we will start on the transaction authorization. So the personal action form na kaninang introduced in the personnel department helps to prevent, okay, ito na, no? Terminated employees from receiving checks. So we don't want to pay any ghost employees. Okay, kaya importante yung personal action form na nanggagaling sa payroll department. Okay? Also, it helps us to prevent the wage rate from being improperly changed by current employees. Okay, kasi si personal department, once approve yung mga wage rate na pirmahan na yun and whatsoever, they maintain the record, forward niya yan, di ba, doon sa um, payroll for the computation. So, kumbaga, the basis of the computation of the payroll should be the correct rate based on the personnel action form. Okay? Next control would be regarding the segregation of duties. Of course, the timekeeping and personnel function should be segregated. As you have noticed, di ba yung timekeeping natin nasa production, then the personnel will only maintain yung mga records ng about sa personnel. Then ibang department din yung nagko-compute. Okay? Then supervision as well. So need monitoring employees to ensure that they are not clocking in for one another. Okay, so di ba dun sa production, remember it needs to be signed by the supervisor, yung job tickets at saka yung time cards natin, so that again, we need to ensure na siya yung nagka-clock in. Eventually, medyo sa akin, no, in a bandy clock, aware kayo sa bandy clock, no, yung isusuksok mo yung papel, tapos bahala, bigla magta-timestamp doon sa card na yun yung time, kung anong time ka nag-log in, no. Medyo yun talaga kahit may supervisor, no, pwedeng mag-create ng collusion between employees, ay pwede mag-usap-usap yan. Kaya in the private sector or private entities na kaya naman ayusin itong system na to, they are employing yung binanggit ko kanina na biometrics. Kasi yung biometrics, it can be hard to be manipulated compared with the clocking in na bandy clock, okay, which needs supervisory actions pa. Okay? Then also, we have to maintain the audit trails for our accounting records in payroll controls, such as yung time cards, yung job tickets, disbursement vouchers, the labor distribution summary, payroll register, the subsidiary ledger accounts, if any that we are maintaining, and then general ledger accounts. Okay, so ito, access control. So for payroll system, so we need to prevent employees from having improper access saan? Accounting records such as yung time cards which can be altered, di ba? Although sa kanila nanggagaling yung pinaka main na time cards na naaprubahan ng supervisor, of course, once it was being recorded, no, yung mga labor summary and such na pinanggagalingan ng computation ng payroll, kailangan walang access dun sa employee so that we could avoid the alteration. And also, unsigned checks. Okay, bawal kasi baka mamaya biglang magkaroon ng access tapos i-forge yung signature then mabayaran agad. Okay, although alam naman natin na kayang i-detect yan ng entity. However, we don't want it to happen na dumating pa tayo sa point na mag-investigate pa sa entity about the missing checks. Okay? And eventually, isa pa, dagdag ko na rin, dapat ang empleyado, no, walang access control or walang access doon sa personal data. Personal action form. Okay? Bakit? Kasi baka mamaya, okay, actually, salaries are confidential in entities. So, bawal nga namin pag-usapan dati kung magkano yung sahod namin eh. Kasi it might differ from one another. Okay? Also, yung mga forms na yun nga yung termination or what baka i-alter din. Okay? So importante, mga confidential data would be restricted. Okay. Also, independent verification. So, verification of time cards. Of course, sine-check yan, di ba? If it is duly signed. Distribution of paychecks to authorized employees only. So, they match yung nasa payroll natin mula doon sa personnel action form. Then verification of accuracy of payroll registered by the accounts payable department. So dino-double check niya rin. Then the general ledger department reconciles the labor distribution summary and the payroll distribution or disbursement voucher. Okay, nagsasawa na tayo sa reconciliation, and that's true. Each account in companies, no, will have reconciliation. Okay, are we clear on that? Okay, so let's talk about now computer based. Okay, before we leave yung manual, any questions? Wala, oh, mas madali 'yun kapag ano na, kapag merchandising, 'di ba? Mula doon sa time card, doon sa merchandising, dinadala ng cost accounting. Okay, pwede na siyang dumiretso agad sa payroll, tapos kumbaga mababawasan lang yung steps natin. Okay, so now let's talk about the computer-based payroll system. Okay, which is usually naman talaga computer-based na yung payroll system natin. Okay, except for those small entities. Okay, so for the payroll computer-based system, so it is suited for a batch processing. Okay, hindi tayo nagre-real time dito kasi ano to, pagkatrabaho compute agad, hindi. 'Di ba? We are waiting for cut-offs, no, batches to process the payroll. Okay, and also it is for sequential file, meaning based on chronological record. No, most of the employees on the master file natin will receive paychecks periodically. As mentioned to you a while ago in the introduction, no, itong process ng payroll system happens on a specific date, either weekly, bi-weekly, o kaya naman twice a month, monthly. Okay, so yung ganun yung sistema dyan. Now, the computer program performs the detailed record keeping, check writing, and general ledger functions. So, ayun nga, pwedeng mangyari mula doon sa time. Okay, ito yung pwede kong kwento. Let's me see the next slide. Re-engineering ngayon eh. So, ito, pwede mangyari sa computer-based environment. Okay, usually computer programs na lang. Halimbawa, kanina na-introduce ko na yung, di ba, biometrics. Okay, pagka biometrics, okay, na-capture, log in, log out. So, pwedeng lumabas na sa computer program ilang oras ka nagtrabaho, na-meet mo ba 8 hours or 9 hours na time mo talaga. Then, after that, ibabato niya sa another computer program. Okay? So, para naman doon sa pag-prepare ng payroll register. Okay? Then, after that, okay, from the payroll register, pupunta na sa check writing. Then after that, okay, automatic lang siya magre-record. So there are cases na yung computer programs natin would do everything already, and kinakailangan na lang would be supervisions. Okay? That happens in one of the entity na hinandle ko before, no, wherein their payroll, no, would seemingly be throughout used computer programs, no, to execute it. Kasi less human intervention, so less error, lalo na kapag maayos na yung computer program. At the same time, less yung possible commitment of fraud. Okay? So, ayan. So, ito pa, no? There are already computer based modules of payroll na available. So, I hope na ma-include nyo yan kung sakaling ma-research nyo doon sa mga research paper ninyo dun sa mga companies na if they are. Pero I doubt kasi nga it's payroll, no? Confidential and restricted information yan sa isang entity. Okay? Pero ayun, that's how computer system works. No, pwedeng mangyari yung mga dinaanan natin kanina, ma-automate lang siya. Okay, pag na-automate, ibig sabihin, mako-computerize lang yung process. Diba? Pero, it could also undergo, yung payroll system natin, some re-engineering. Okay, so let's talk about re-engineering. So, the payroll can be re-engineered as part of the human resources management. Okay, so the IT can process a wide range of personal-related data, including the employee benefits, the labor resource planning, employee skills, training, the paycheck, and others. So, ang in-introduce sa textbook natin about the engineering is they are going to put all of these payroll systems under the human resource. Walang problema. Okay, if it is more on computerized. Kasi the actions needed will be done by a computer program. We cannot do that. under, actually, halimbawa, tignan nyo sa PUP, ang HR natin na nasa third floor, nandun yung personnel. Ang nagko-compute ng payroll dyan sa PUP, nasa ground floor, which is under the accounting department, which is also one part of the department would be to record. Kumbaga, it needs also, lalo na kapag manual, or even the usual typical automated lang, na dapat segregated yon. Okay? Pero in terms of re-engineering, it could be at one module, one team already, one department. Pero still, we need to apply the controls in rechecking the computer and IT-based system natin. Okay? Are we clear on that? Ngayon, this is just a general overview of our payroll system. Okay, anyways, meron pa pala akong few slides about the engineering. So the key features, ito na, of the re-engineered. So the personnel can make changes to the employee file in real time. Okay. So although under each human resource system siya, so we have various sub-departments here, the personnel pa rin. Then the cost accounting can enter it real time. So as you can find out, starting pa lang revenue cycle up to the expenditure cycle in chapter 5, pag re-engineering, it introduce to us yung yung real time compared with an automated wherein it's more on batch processing. Okay? So the timekeeping enters attendance daily file, the data processing uses batch processing and prepares all reports, the checks and update the general ledger. Okay, it's already under one module. Okay. This re-engineered, is different from the automated. Ito na pala yung mga pinagsasabi ko kanina, no? Automated, manual, and batch because operation departments transmits data to data processing via terminal. So, mga terminal computers na lang natin yung pinagsasendan. Okay. Direct access files are used for storage. Okay, many processes are performed real time. Okay, pero ang okay naman yung real time, lalo na sa mga talagang malalaking entities. Okay? And also, real-time access to personnel files required for direct inquiries. So, here's the batch payroll system. Ito yung overview ng kanyang data flow diagram or even the flow chart. Ito naman kapag real-time. As you can see, dito we have pag-batch, computerized, yung production nandun pa rin, yung data processing, okay, is under, makikita nyo yung mga different terminals, no? We have under the personnel terminal. Okay, meron din tayong terminal under the part of cost accounting wherein, ayun, job cost hours, nakikita nyo yung job ticket, terminal, job costs. Okay? Then also cash disbursements natin. Samantalang kapag real-time, mapapansin ninyo that the human resource management system, yun yung nag-iisang pinaka-main mother function system nila. It distributes everything to the various subsystems na diniscuss natin kanina. Okay, such as para doon sa personnel, may terminal doon, cost accounting, timekeeping. Okay? Tignan nyo na, kumbaga, comparing the three flowcharts, no? Simula doon sa manual kanina na it shows us all of the various departments separately. Then, nagkaroon tayo ng batch which only includes already all of the others in the data processing. Ganon din dito sa real time. Pero magkaiba lang sila because of the fact that in the real time, the terminals updates the system, okay, in a real time manner. Okay? Any question? Nila? Pero ito pa yung isang catch dyan. Alam nyo ba na although na-discuss natin itong payroll system nito, alam nyo ba that some other entities, okay, ang work nila is the payroll system. So sila rin nagko-compute. Okay, nangyayari halimbawa ganito, no? One of my previous company. Okay. So itong si company to, okay, hires, let's say, for example, si, ayokong banggitin, a separate service provider about payroll. So, anong nangyayari? Yung personnel file, merong of course personnel department yung company namin, may HR, okay, yung biometrics, nagba-biometrics kami, we're more on services na pinaperform. Okay, yung biometrics namin na data, okay, binabato na lang yun doon sa servicing entity. Okay? Tapos, servicing entity, siya na yung magpa-process. Okay? So, pagka-process niya, okay, then, even yung bank account na kay entity naman namin, okay, pero babato na lang yon, i-ayos na lang, i-approve na lang ng manager, then tapos na. Kumbaga na lessen yung process within our entity about our payroll. Okay, so depende kung gaano kalaki yon, no? Of course, mas crucial yon for confidentiality because other entity will handle the employees' data. Okay, pero tipid siya in the sense na less people mo, babayaran mo na lang ng certain amount of money yung other entity for that computation and processing of the payroll. Okay? Are we clear on that? Ang tawag natin doon ay outsourcing. Okay, kaya nandyan yung business process outsourcing, BPOs kasi yun, pwedeng ganun yung kanilang in-offer na services sa payroll computation. Okay, I will not mention those names kasi baka confidential din yung particular na name ng entity na yon. Okay? So, ayan. So, wala nang question about the payroll system. Wala naman. Okay. So, yung napag-aralan nyo sa cost accounting, most likely yung sa may practice set ninyo is more on the manual, of course. Okay. Sige. So, let's proceed. Okay. Before we proceed with the last part, which is fixed asset system. Okay. So, we will have the first interactive question. Okay. So, this is actually new for this part, no, ng discussion ko because I want to check whether talaga bang nanonood kayo ng video or hindi. You will never know that in the future, hindi na ganito, iba yung way ko how to check whether you're watching the video or not. Okay, so ikaw na nakarating sa time na to, okay, you need to eventually, okay, click on this form. Although hindi nyo makiklik, no, you copy this link to your browser. Okay, this is actually an MS form na link. Okay, then you need to answer the questions on that link. Okay, are we clear on that? Of course, it's all about what we have discussed and as you have seen on the previous slide. This is an interactive question based on the payroll system. Okay, now, take note na kapag nakita mo to, do not tell your classmates that we have interactive questions. Okay, make sure ko na lang na dapat lahat kayo nag-respond. Pero dito ko ngayon malalaman kung sino ba talaga yung hindi nanonood ng video. So again, guys, reminder, do not tell your classmates about it, lalo na ikaw na nakatapat dyan sa cellphone mo or sa laptop mo at nanonood ngayon nitong video. Na alam kong inaantok na at nagising ka kasi may interactive question. Okay? So, ayan ha, huwag ipagsasabi. Pag ako nalaman ko na pinagsabi nyo yan at hindi nyo sila, kumbaga, hinayaan nyo sila na malaman nila based sa inyo. Okay? Dapat malaman nila yan based sa panunood nila, hindi galing sa ibang tao. Okay? Pag nalaman ko yan, lahat kayo, 0. Okay? Are we clear on that? Okay? So, itong question na ito, kailangan yung masagot within, okay? Within, so, ngayong araw mo pinanood to, di ba? Okay? Kung ano yung supposed to be schedule nyo na sinend ko yan. Okay? So, you will have only up to tomorrow, okay, to answer. Tomorrow at 9 o'clock p.m. Okay? So, depende yan ha sa mga ano, basta wag pag-uusapan. Meron akong ilalagay na one person per section na magmo-monitor ng mga yan. Okay? Otherwise, of course yun, hindi ko babagsak. Pag nalaman ko na meron nangyari sa section ninyo na kalatan itong interactive question, of course, alam niyo na yung sanction. Okay? Are we clear on that? So, I'll just give you some few minutes to check on this form. Okay? And, sige. Tapos, balik kayo ngayon dito sa discussion after nyo masagot yan. Are we clear? Okay, good luck. Okay, so tapos na kayo dun sa link, interactive question number 1. Okay, so I hope na nasagot niyo ng tama yon. So let's continue to our last part of our discussion, which is all about the fixed asset system. Okay, so ngayon pa lang, no, pangungunahan ko na kayo that the discussion based on the book is usually used by entities, but this is a general one. Okay? Kasi, okay, hindi naman ako marunong dyan. No? Joke lang. Okay? Because my last work was actually a my last work in the private bago ko talaga nag full time na magturo is on the fixed asset and project accounting. Okay? So, kaya based on the discussion in the book compared with the actual practice, no, medyo hawig pero malayo in the sense na marami talaga pang complications that were not discussed in the book. But let's discuss it in the way how the book discuss it, and I will just share you kung ano man yung mga insights ko about this fixed asset system. Okay? So this is our last part of the expenditure cycle. Okay. So the fixed asset, as you all know, or property, plant, and equipment, which is based on IAS number 16, okay, is used in the operations of the business. Okay, so it's a definition of PPE under IAS 16. Okay, these are tangible assets that are used in the production, okay, that is used for more than 12 months, okay, and used for administrative work or even earnings of rentals and others. Okay? So, eventually, yun yung laman nitong system na to, how to account for the property, plant, and equipment of an entity. Okay? So, dito sa slide na to, just shows you kung ano yung nangyayaring processes under the fixed asset. So, it will start in the acquisition. Then, after that would be the depreciation or the decline in the value. Then, also some subsequent expenditures. Naalala nyo sa intermediate accounting 2, di ba? Subsequent expenditure, additional costs. Okay, that would extend. O kaya naman talaga expenses naman na. Di ba? Pero hindi siya sasama sa cost ng asset kung hindi siya part nung sinabi ng IAS 16 na capitalizable costs. Tama ba? Okay? Tatlo yun, kung maalala ninyo. Alalahanin nyo na lang, intermediate yun. Okay, and then, after that, the last part would be the disposal. Okay, so that's the general timeline and life of a particular fixed asset of property, plant, and equipment. Okay, so this shows us the data flow diagram again of the fixed asset system. Okay, so eventually, meron tayong various departments here, no, na kasama. Okay, the user department. Okay, we have also the purchasing, and then the accounts payables, the receiving. Okay, cash disbursements. Okay, so i-computerize natin, although we will discuss somehow manual din mamaya. Okay, so this is the computer-based fixed asset system flow chart. Okay, ito ay somehow already a automated and somehow re-engineered na process ito. Although, let's see kung ano yung mangyari mamaya sa discussion. Okay, so let's first know about the objective of the fixed asset system. Okay, this system is for the acquisition of fixed assets in accordance with management approvals and procedures. Okay, to maintain adequate accounting records for the acquisition, the cost, the description, and location of that asset. Then the maintenance of the depreciation records, especially for those depreciable assets under the acceptable depreciation methods. And then provide management with information to help it plan the future asset investments. And properly record the retirement and the disposal. Okay, so let's start with the first part of the system, which is more on the asset acquisition. So this process of acquisition will begin to the department manager, okay, which determines that an old fixed asset needs to be replaced or that a new fixed asset is warranted. So either kailangan, okay, kailangan palitan yung luma o kaya naman kailangan ng panibago. Okay, those were the point of reference that would trigger our asset acquisition and fixed asset system. Okay? So, after ma-determine na merong bibilhin, now, a purchase requisition is being filled out by that department manager. We are not referring to specific department manager, but rather, we are referring to any departments in the entity which has fixed asset that needs to be used. Okay, so siya yung magde-determine kung ano yung papalitan. And also, in some entities, no, it has, kumbaga, fixed asset custodian who checks it first, no, after the department manager have determined na papalitan na siya, then saka pala mag re-requests, no? So that department manager will request for the replacement or for buying a new asset by filling out the purchase requisition. Naalala niyo sa purchases, the purchase requisition is for approval, di ba, ng any purchase. It may require authorization of signature for items over a pre-specified limit. Okay? So, that is sa aking company, sa aming company, no, whenever that we have a purchases, meron predetermined. Okay, yung naalala ko before was the predetermined pre-approve na kahit hindi na kailangan ng any approving officer or controller ng approval about the purchase is about $100,000. Okay, kasi pre-approved na siya. Pero pag lumampas na doon, then most likely, that would be already needing for more approval. Okay? Ayan. Pagka-fill out ng purchase requisition form, the fixed asset department performs the record-keeping function. So, of course, yung purchase requisition na yon, okay, tignan natin sa next slide, maintenance na. Yung purchase requisition na yun, ibabato na siya doon sa purchasing department, okay? And also the fixed asset department, depende sa structure ng entity kung kanino nila ibabato, who will prepare the purchase order, then ibabato yun sa vendor. So just like the purchases na rin natin last time, okay? And then the record keeping will be dependent on the fixed asset department. Okay? Then after ma-acquire, dumating na, okay, of course, meron tayong asset maintenance. So it involves adjusting the fixed asset subsidiary account balances in what we so called depreciation, or even in some cases, no, impairments na napag-aralan niyo yung computation sa intermediate accounting 2. Depreciation calculations are internal transactions that fix asset based upon on depreciation schedule. Yeah, you will not compute anymore because it's the system, lalo na kung computerized, no? Sa mga maliliit na lang na entity who does not have any computerized or computer-based accounting system, they are depreciating it. Sir, may specific pa kayong depreciation method na na ginagamit? Alam nyo ba, before in our entity, ang ginagawa is meron talagang policy, fixed asset policy, na kung saan doon nakalagay kung ito yung type ng, let's say, machines, no? Kapag ganitong type na nag-fall yung asset machine, it will be depreciated using straight line. Pag nag-fall na equipment, then ganito siya. Okay? Pag furniture and fixtures, ganito lang yung depreciation. Even the salvage value. So, merong predetermined policy na yung policy na yun i-incorporate na doon sa accounting system. Kaya nga, the depreciation will be automatically be calculated. Okay? Are we clear on that? Don't worry, no? Sa milyon-milyon na asset na naka-record under my jurisdiction dati in that company. So, ang dami naman. Oh, kasi it's an international company. We have fixed assets in Netherlands, in the UK, in the US, in India, okay, in China. So, various assets. Ako in charge, one of the in charge there. So, technically, ilan kami sa team namin? We are only 5 in the team, okay, plus a manager, so 6. So we do everything of the record keeping about this various and multiple assets with various locations, no, in just one system. Okay, sorry. Continuing, physical improvements must also be recorded to increase subsidiary account balances and depreciation schedule. Okay? Pero kung SAP, o kaya naman NetSuite, o kaya naman Oracle, yung mga accounting system, automatic na yun, may mga predetermined format na sila ng about depreciation. Okay? Any questions so far? Baka na-overwhelm na kayo ng information about this. Actually, noong ako yung nag-onboard in my previous work as fixed asset accountant, now it took me around 1 month bago ko magets yung whole system. So don't worry, this is just an overview to you. This will be a challenge to you pag sakali mapunta na kayo sa fixed asset accounting system. No? Depende. Ano ba yung Reed Elsevier? You can search it in the internet. Yung company na hinandle ko, Reed Elsevier, no? Under the Elsevier company. So, lahat ng asset nun falls under our team's kumbaga, recording and record keeping. Okay. So, after the maintenance, the depreciation, okay, we have the asset disposal. So, at the end of the useful life of the asset or earlier disposition, the asset must be removed from the records and depreciation schedule. So, sir, sinong nag-determine na tatanggalin na siya? Of course, di ba? Sa ating discussion ng IS number 16, we are only deleting the records of the fixed asset kapag i-dispose na talaga natin siya either through sale or what? Discontinuing of the usage. Diba? Hindi porket yung salvage ba na depreciate na siya, no? Fully depreciated na yung asset pero ginagamit patatanggalin mo na. No, it depends upon the disposition. Okay, or how to dispose it based on IAS 16. Okay, so kapag i-dispose na siya either through sale or tatapon na, tanggalin mo na siya sa accounting records mo. Okay, the fixed asset system will be triggered by a program, depende sa entity, i-input mo, o kaya naman i-request pa yun, sometimes i-request pa, no? Natanggalin. Kasi baka mamaya yung let's say machine, nakatag pa yun sa isang tao. Bawa ang custodian nun, yung manager. O bago mo i-dispose yun at tanggalin sa record, kailangan i-notify mo at saka ipa-approve mo dun sa manager na yun yung pagtatanggal mo nung record ng asset na yun. Sir, saan mapupunta yun? Of course, kailangan i-record yung kung binenta. Of course, the proceeds will go to the entity. It will be recorded. Pero kapag tatapon na lang yon, it will be discarded, then, of course, mapupunta na agad sa fixed asset system yun, department. Then, disposal disposal request form, okay. Ito na ibanggit ko kanina, reports as a source document. Ayan, na-clear tayo doon, ha. Now, let's proceed with the computer-based fixed asset. So, sa acquisition, ito na, computerized na. Acquisition, the receipt of assets are digitally recorded in the system along with information the useful life. Ledgers are automatically updated. So once na doon sa system namin, pwede nangyari doon would be, okay, nag-requests, dumating yung asset, okay, nag-auto yung receive, napunta na agad sa fixed asset register, tapos nag-auto depreciate na siya, monitor na lang namin. Okay, nag-auto update na siya depending upon the computer system. Okay, ganun din sa maintenance, no? A computerized fixed asset system will automatically calculate yung depreciation basta pre-programmed na siya. So, nandun na yung depreciation method, kung anong gagamitin, okay, anong date i-depreciation run. Favorite ko yun every month end at saka year end, no? Kasi sa amin, sa process namin dati, kami yung huling nagsasara. Ibig sabihin, nagsara na yung general ledger, nagsara ng lahat. Kapag nagsara na yung lahat, saka namin isasara ang fixed asset system. That's in our entity's policy. Okay? Then, post the total depreciation affected to the general ledger, auto-update then record the depreciation transactions by adding records to the journal voucher file. Okay? It can be done by the accounting system itself. Sir, ano lang ginagawa mong trabaho doon? Taga-monitor, no? Na gumagawa ng voucher sometimes, and also taga-reconcile. Ano ni reconcile? Yes, we have subsidiary ledger of fixed asset. Meron din kaming control account for fixed asset. So, we reconcile them all. Hindi namin na pinupuntahan ha. Kasi nga Netherlands yun. There is a custodian in the Netherlands who checks. Okay, ito yung mga machines ganito. Then, they will report to me. Okay? Ang handle kong company ay US, Netherlands, at saka UK. Okay? So, ayan. So, we have here also the disposal. So, sa computerized fixed asset, which will automatically post the adjusting entry on the asset account control, no, kapag merong disposal. Also, record the gain or loss with the disposal of transactions. Don't worry, hindi na kayo magko-compute, hindi nyo na papahirapan yung sarili nyo na i-compute yung carrying value, tapos magle-less kayo ng proceeds of sale, o kaya naman yung carrying value pa kung malayo-layo pang years yun, no? It's automatically be computed, then prepares the journal voucher records. Okay? So, hindi na nababanggit yung GL department dito kasi nga, it's automatically updating lalo na sa computerized environment. Okay? Now, let's proceed with the controls. Any questions so far, guys? Yeah, maliit lang talaga yung discussion sa book about it kasi nga, it's entity specific. Yung kinukwento ko sa inyong entity namin, alam nyo ba, bago siya mapunta as fixed asset, dadaan pa siya sa tinatawag namin na project accounting. Yung read Elsevier, yung Elsevier lalo, it's more on an online journal. Okay, so yung aming mga projects, meron kaming CAPEX at saka captive na tinatawag namin, no? Bago siya mapunta sa fixed asset register namin, no, dadaan pa siya sa project accounting module. Okay, so mahabang process, hindi ko makwento sa inyo lahat, pero tedious yung pag-aaral nun, no? Kasi it's entity specific. Depende pa rin sa entity kung ano yung flow ng kanilang fixed asset system. Pero ito na-discuss natin, this is somehow just general view. Okay, ito yung importante, yung mga controls na in place. Okay? So the authorization should formal and explicit because of the high cost. Totoo. Malaki yung value ng fixed asset, thus it entails, no, more authorization. Okay, about acquisition. Of course, acquisition, guys. We will not buy unless it is properly approved. Then also, change in depreciation methods or even yung pag-add ng additional cost because of the adjustments, no? Kailangan ng proper authorization. Actually, even sa disposal, okay, hindi nakalagay dyan, pero it needs also authorization for the disposal kasi nga, eventually, you cannot dispose without any approval. Hindi ka pwedeng tanggal sa fixed asset registered hanggat walang approval yung appropriate person involved. Na nakwento ko naman kanina sa inyo. Then, under supervision, okay, this fixed asset is threat for misappropriation which requires constant management oversight. Okay? Para ito sa mga fixed asset na madaling manakaw. Okay, let's say for example, you have the fixed asset na computer, laptop. Okay? Ayan, hard yung desktop computer. Ayan, mga prone to theft 'yan. Pero sa amin sa entity, alam nyo ba, itong laptop, yung laptop namin, okay, let's say for example, HP, which costs 56,000 pesos. Pero dahil below the threshold ng company namin dun sa previous company ko, ini-expense na namin. Even yung iPhone, that it costs around 60,000 pesos before, yung high-end na iPhone, expense lang siya. Kasi it does not meet the criteria qualification of becoming a fixed asset based on our company's policy. Okay? So, ayun ha. Okay, it needs to have supervision because the theft is for securing locations of assets. Kaya yung nangyari sa amin, no, in the US or even in the Netherlands, meron pa rin talagang, even though nasa Philippines kami for the monitoring of it, no, meron pa rin contact person doon na tumitingin, nandun pa ba yung asset? Baka nasa record lang natin, wala na yung asset doon, di ba? Ang hirap naman, papuntahin pa kami doon sa US, no. I never had experience na pumunta pa ako ng US or Netherlands para lang i-check yung asset na it's through phone calls or even pictures or even video calls na ma-verify namin yung mga presence nun. Okay? And also misuse of this asset. No? Kasi baka mamaya, no? Yung aircon, sorry, wag na aircon, yung printer, no? Magpiprint ka na nagpiprint ang personal mo. So, that's already misuse. So, it needs to be supervised. Then, another would be independent verification. So, internal auditors should periodically verify the fixed asset records because of the reasonableness of the decisions. Ayan. So, company policy, kami ng company policy, di ba? Sabi ko kanina sa inyo, it's because that's how it works in the real world, no? We have policies and that policies in line with the accounting standards naman yun. Okay, kaya nga nandun yung IS number 8, di ba? We have the change in accounting policies, accounting estimates, at saka errors, di ba? Yun yung standard na yun. So, we have the control over the policy, pero it needs to be rechecked by internal auditors. Of course, yung location, kailangan i-verify. Then, the programming logic about the computerized calculations of depreciation. Yun yung mga kailangan i-verify natin. I don't know, na-forget ko ata yung about sa access control. No, lahat naman nagagamit yung asset, no, lalo na yung mga sa manufacturing, yung mga fixed asset na yon. Now, ang may access control will be more on the accounting records. No, kailangan yung records na yon should be monitored and having an proper audit trail. Okay? Kasi hindi mo naman, even sa mga sa mga large companies, no, hindi mo naman malalabas yung machine kasi, lalo na yung access control na yon, no. Ang more on lang yun sa misuse, kaya nandun yung supervision. Pero yung machine, hindi mo mailalabas ng entity. Minsan nga may guard, diba? Chine-check niya kung ninakaw mo ba or may ninakaw ka or hindi. So, meron some other compensating controls, no? Even though wala tayo sa discussion accounting control at saka access control. Okay? So, ayan. I hope na naintindihan nyo as an overview. Pero, ayun, as for me, fixed asset is one of the toughest job na na-encounter ko nung nasa private entity ako. Okay? Kasi ayun, although, alam niyo ba usual na ginagawa namin? Okay, ito yung month view ng ginagawa namin. Okay? Wag muna tayo dun sa start ng month kasi that's an extended month-end activity namin. Okay, after ng month-end, nung previous month, okay, the usual process, recording namin, ganito, kapag may nag-acquisition, ginagawa namin, tumatagal yung days namin in reconciliation. Nagre-reconcile kami every month just to determine whether saan nagkakaroon ng discrepancies yung records natin. Okay? Tapos, after that, pagdating ng last week of the month, nag-start na yung month-end. Okay? Kung ano man yung mga unrecorded transactions pa, tinitignan, para mai-record, maihabol para sa buwan na yun bago mag-close yung buwan na yun. And then, okay, inaantay yun up to workday 3. That's 3 days after the end of the month. So, workday 3 na tinatawag namin, dun nagko-close yung fixed asset. Kung saan, dun ko ginagawa yung tinatawag na final depreciation run. Hindi siya talaga sumasakto ng last day of the month, no? Kasi, may inaantay pa mga records. Although, kahit i-depreciation run ko yon, yung system namin ng workday 3 or 3 days after the end of the month, yung nakalagay pa rin na date is still the end of the month. Ay, ganun yung naging buhay ko. Although, sa tingin ninyo, madali lang siya, okay lang, pero, ayun, marami kasing asset na minomonitor, kaya we need more manpower to have that in the particular team. Okay? So, yan. Diyan nagtatapos yung discussion na expenditure cycle. Okay. So, we are now down to the last interactive question. Okay? So, again, just like what had happened kanina, huwag sasabihin sa kaklase pag napanood nyo na to na meron palang ganitong interactive questions, hayaan nyo siya na manood para malaman niya yan. Okay? Copy or even type this link, although mahaba siya, no? It will take you time naman na gawin yan, pero worth it yan. Okay? Sabihin ko na lang yung mangyayari dyan in the future days. Okay? So, paki-copy yan sa inyong browser, answer the questions there, okay? Then submit. Okay? Just like interactive question number 1, you will have up to 9 p.m. of the following day pagka sinend ko itong link sa inyo nitong video na to, okay? Para ma-submit yan. Okay? Are we clear on that? So, good luck. Okay? So, actually, pwede nyo nang i-end to kasi this is the end now of my discussion. So, maraming salamat. So, we have discussed, recap lang, we have discussed today the payroll accounting and fixed asset accounting system. Okay? Last time, the expenditure cycle was in chapter 5 discussed. Okay, we have the purchasing at saka disbursement department or disbursement system. Okay? So that's the end of the expenditure cycle. I hope na naintindihan ninyo. Kapag may question kayo, don't hesitate to message on the group chat or mag-message din kayo sa akin kung gusto niyo. Pero again, do not forget to course it through first doon sa group chat for me to be notified. Okay? And ayan. So, one last for this week and we're done. Okay, for the week. Okay, so I hope na may natutunan kayo. So, ayun lang. Thank you very much again and have a great day. So, next meetings or next video will be about the conversion cycle naman. Okay? So, thank you very much.